Welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. She's the host of the program, and this is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Now, Barb, when people sell homes, they typically try to pick up and clean up so that it looks good when they're ready to sell their home. How
Mhm.
does someone prepare their home for sale, and what repairs are really needed?
Well, Richard, there's a lot of things that a home seller can do. I would say start with clutter because clutter is one of those things that most people kind of live with and it's normal, but they don't see it. It just becomes, it kind of disappears in their mind because it's just there. But when you put your house on the market, you want to make the home look as close to a model home as possible. That's what helps get the buyers in the door. And a lot of the buyers, they just can't see past clutter. So that's number one. And we actually have a whole team that helps home sellers do that. We bring in a stager and she'll give you a checklist room by room by room on what to do to get ready. You don't have to do everything, but that's one of the things that you can do. And the best way to tell that you have clutter is just take a camera, take a picture of it, and blow it up. It'll jump off the page where the clutter is in the room. And a lot of buyers really won't even go look at a home that is photographed with clutter. So that's really, really important. Um, the other thing is when you get your house ready for sale, I think on the repair front, you just have to look at it as if a lot of people say, well, won't they make me an offer if it needs X repair? And generally, they may. Not very often. I mean, my experience more and more is buyers really don't want to do any kind of work. So it's a really good idea to take care of some of the cosmetic things, because the whole objective when you present your home to the market, and builders really have this down, is basically you make the home look very inviting, very clutter free, so that the buyers can visualize themselves inside the home. Um, and that's why when you go into model homes, you'll see how pretty it looks. It's well furnished, it's neutral, there's no clutter, everything's fresh and new. And the objective is to get the buyer to fall in love enough to make an offer. So, as far as clutter, which rooms you have to focus on, the key rooms that you really have to show off when you're selling a home are curb appeal, the front yard, the backyard, the view, the living room, the kitchen, the master bathroom, and the master bedroom. Those are critical rooms that I would work on first. Don't worry too much about rooms like garages and inside of closets, although when you do show the home, the buyers will take a look at the inside of closets, especially the master closet. And just, if a closet is full of clothes, it just doesn't photograph well. It's okay to show off that you have a big closet, but you don't want to take pictures of it with clothes in it. Just avoid that photo. The whole idea behind photography when you're trying to sell a home is to make the home look more valuable than the asking price. And there's a way to do that. And when you get ready to sell, make sure you take it one room at a time. It's so easy, at least for me, to get very overwhelmed. And I don't know if I have a little bit of attention deficit disorder, but I'll tend to start a project and then I'll gravitate to another room and then another room. And I'm like, focus, focus, go back to doing this. So if you do it one room at a time, it makes it a lot easier. And then furniture, you don't want to have too much furniture, especially in those key rooms. A lot of people tend to have a lot of knickknacks, a lot of color, a lot of artwork, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just don't want to overwhelm. I had a stager tell me once, when you're talking about artwork on the wall, I think the traditional theory is you take down all of your personal stuff about your life and your family photos, but I don't believe in that. I think it's okay to have some family photos. It's just that some people overdo it and they put their whole life story on photos on the wall. That's too much. In general, when you're looking at a room, if you have a wall with a window and a view, that's your picture. You don't want to put a photo artwork on there, but then maybe put it on a different wall and make sure the scale is right as far as size, but just don't overwhelm the wall with knickknacks and things like that. And there's a lot of, you can repurpose a lot of this stuff. A lot of churches will take furniture and artwork and things that you don't want. You can donate it. You can sell it at a consignment store. There's some good consignment stores in town. And so there's a lot of options to prepare when you're going to go on the market and try to target a full live in the house type buyer. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and the host of this show, Your Real Estate Voice. And we're talking about how to prepare a house for sale and what repairs are going to be needed to put your home up on the market. So next up, we're going to go into a little bit more detail about some repairs that you should be thinking about. And if you are thinking of making a move, what we do is we will give home sellers a free in-home consultation about what to do and what not to do to get your house ready for sale. We'll talk about some of those repairs. Every home is unique in what it may need or not need. And then we actually show up with offers. We'll show you how we attract the top 700 buyers that would be a high match for your home. And we'll talk about all the benefits of working with us to get your home sold. Right now, we have over 28,041 buyers in waiting just on our little website, plus about 70 cash investors that will make pretty good offers on your home. So give us a call, 719-301-3900, or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you're interested in selling your home, you want to get in touch with Barb, give her a call at 719-301-3900. And we're talking, Barb, about the best ways to get a house ready for sale and what repairs might be needed to sell a home for the very most money. What are some items that sellers should be focusing on?
Well, Richard, the cosmetic things are really, really important to buyers, but they also care when they get to the inspection point about the mechanical systems. Is it functional? How old is the furnace? How old is the water heater? How old is the roof? You know, because they're worried about if they're buying a home that's a pre-owned home, they don't want to take on a property that's going to require updating of those major systems. But some cosmetic things will go a long way to get you an offer. Like curb appeal is absolutely critical. So if they drive by and the outside of the home looks unattractive, they're going to move on. If you have tired or worn carpet or traffic areas on your hardwood floors, it really stands out in photos. It stands out more in photos than it does in person. And it's enough to make a buyer go, I don't want to do any work. I'm going to move on to the next house, or opt for new construction where they don't have to worry about any of those things. Another mistake I see often are mismatched appliances. Now, I'm not saying you have to replace all of your appliances, but make the color match. If it's white, make it all white. If it's black, make it all white. I'm sorry. If it's black, make it all black. If it's stainless steel, you can actually combine stainless steel with black. That's okay. But just make sure you have a general color match for that. Also, the counters in the kitchen, they not only need to be cleared off of everything except for the coffee pot, but you have to make sure they're not broken or anything like that. Dated paint schemes really, really hurt home sellers. So let me give you a couple of examples. I had one that I just sold where a guest of the owner painted the kitchen cabinets sparkle black. And that was a problem. It really affected the value. Or we had a recent seller, a really nice home, and we actually had two similar homes on the market at the same time. One of them sold really fast for 50,000 over asking price, but this one was just sitting on the market week after week. And so one of my colleagues was asking me, hey, what am I doing wrong? I said, let me look at the pictures. And so when I brought up the pictures, what jumped out at me was that in one living room and one dining room, they had dramatic paint. The dining room had a mauve or pink colored accent wall, and the living room had a turquoise colored accent wall. And I said, all you need to do is neutralize that paint. And he goes, really? I mean, does that make that much difference to a buyer? I said, I'm telling you, it does. It's enough to actually cause demand destruction online. They won't come and see it because they don't want to do any work. So they spent about $1,000, neutralized those two walls, and it sold right away. So it's really, really important to take care of those things. Paint the front door, freshen up the landscaping, freshen up any tired flooring. And light fixtures are actually something that you can replace that are not really horribly expensive, but it makes a big difference to update a light fixture. And some of them, you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's or even Costco and get some great deals on light fixtures that will really dress up a home for a very low price. So, a lot of home sellers may not want to deal with all that show prep. So we have other solutions for them if that's the case. We have a cash offer program where we can show up with multiple cash offers. Plus, my teammates in-house actually have their own in-house investors that can take a look at it first before you go on the open market and deal with all those problems. So that's why we're actually putting our buyers up on our proprietary cash offer platform, and the buyers are able to bid on properties that are not on market. That's very, very attractive for buyers. I just helped Roger and Sue sell their home recently. They had actually built a very traditional cookie cutter type two-story over in the east side of town. And what was odd about it, they were the original owners and they had never bought a house before, and they went directly to the builder to buy the home, but the builder never told them that, having a 3 bedroom versus 2 bedroom is going to be, if it's only a 2 bedroom, it's going to be a problem with when you sell it. And so they built this very cookie cutter two-story home with only 2 bedrooms, and it was very odd. It's hard to get a home like that sold. So they opted to take the cash offer. They got it sold in 2.5 weeks, and they were happy as a clam. So if you are thinking of making a move and you want to talk to us about our options of either the live in the home buyer or multiple cash offers, give us a call at 719-301-3900, or you can go to barbhasthebuyers.com. We actually offer a free in-home consultation, and we'll give you tips on exactly what to do, what not to do to get your house ready for sale. So you know with confidence going forward that it is going to sell and you've done the right improvements to command the most money. So call us 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you're thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to be discussing how does a buyer prepare to buy a home, plus Barb's hot new listings. You don't want to miss those.